Yeah, I think we didn't start the game very good. Our inability to throw the football early in the game offensively caused a plethora of 3-and-outs. Couldn't get a first down. Defense is staying on the field. We couldn't get off the field on third down on defense, and we got behind in the game. And it's unfortunate because I thought that our guys battled, competed, and in the second half and gave us a chance. Clearly there were some critical third and long scenarios in the game that I think there's a 3rd and 19 they convert. There's a 3rd and 15 they convert on another touchdown drive, and then the one touchdown pass I believe is on 3rd and 10. So just unable to generate the pass rush to get the quarterback uncomfortable, and then obviously inability to break on the ball and disrupt the passing game for them. Obviously time of possession was a big factor. They controlled the ball and kind of limited our opportunities, but we limited our own opportunities by not playing well, at least for about a quarter and a half in the game. I thought we found a little something in the run game. Thought Keelan and Roshan did a nice job, but ultimately, offensively, we just not nearly enough consistency in the passing game.
Here's your name for the question. Start with Kirk. No bowl game, 4-7. How big a setback is that for you and what you're trying to do?
The practices would be great, would be nice. I think inevitably for us, it's about the psyche and the mindset that we got to finish this season strong Saturday, and we owe it to our seniors. We need to celebrate them this week. They've given a lot to this university and to a lot to this program, and so we'd like nothing more than to send them out with a win in their last game at DKR. And that's really where we're at. As far as the extra practice time, yeah, sure, we'd like that, but the reality of it is, as we build this thing, as we build this culture, recognizing that this has clearly been a difficult stretch for our players and for our coaches, and I feel for those guys because they battle, they compete. I say it all the time. They come to work every day. They give us what they got, and we just haven't broken through yet, and that's the biggest frustrating part. In every game, it seems like there's a different story to tell of why that didn't happen, and I hate it for the guys because they do bring it every day and they compete. I'm proud of them. I told them that because they could have folded the tent today and they didn't, and they battled their way back and they gave themselves a chance to be in that game late. Unfortunately, we just couldn't make the plays to do that.
Danny, go ahead.
Steve, how disappointing was it? It's 3rd and longs, you guys had them, you had momentum, you just couldn't close the deal.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole key to it, right? It's like, okay, we're struggling to stop the run, then we get some stops in the run game, we force some negative plays, and all right, now here comes 3rd and long, and now they convert them, and ultimately we never were able to really flip the field when we could get those 3rd down stops, and only could we not flip it, then they went down and scored on a couple of those drives, and so yeah, clearly it's frustrating. Because I think we had the momentum, we were able to take it back, and couldn't get off the field.
Coach, obviously Hudson had struggled in previous games. Seemed to play well in the second half of that. I may haven't had a chance to look at the film, but what do you think of his performance if he got injured?
I thought he was playing well. It's unfortunate Casey was not 100% coming into the game. I think that was evident. He just couldn't throw the way I know he's capable of throwing, and that's that. I know it's frustrating for him. It's frustrating for us because I think we had some opportunities for some plays, and then we didn't catch the ball great early in the game either to help him out. When we went to Hud at halftime, I thought Hud competed his tail off, gave us a chance, had a couple nice drives, and then he gets injured. Like I said, it's a questionable call. I got to look at it, whether it was late or not, but. And then you got to go back to a guy who's obviously not 100% healthy, and then he gets hurt, and then you got to go back to Hud, who clearly wasn't 100% healthy. So definitely adversity struck today, especially in the fourth quarter from the quarterback position, but really all day long. And so I appreciate Hudson and Casey battling, knowing, hey, they weren't 100% and not close to 100%, but they gave us what they had.
Brian?
What did you think about just some of the other aspects of the offense, run game?
Yeah.
Had some really hard running out there.
No, I thought, like I said, Roshan and Keelan both stepped in nicely today. Clearly when you don't have Bijan out there, that's a factor. But I thought Roshan and Keelan both ran hard. Obviously, Keelan had the long touchdown run. They were effective in the passing game. And I thought we blocked things pretty well against a pretty good defensive front. So clearly the run game was a positive to get us kind of going offensively. And then, we found a few things there in the passing game.
Nick?
Yes, Steve, just going back to the third down conversions, I think it was 12 to 20 for West Virginia today, and I think Kansas was 11 to 17 last week.
Yep.
When you see that, is that scheme, is that guys not being focused enough on those critical downs? I mean, obviously without looking at the game film from this, where do you kind of put that blame on?
Well, I think, and I'll never place blame. That's not what I do. I'm here to try to correct and make us the best team that we can be. I think naturally when you look at 3rd and 7 pluses, kind of in today's era of college football, that's a pretty low percentage to convert on. You're talking about a 25% conversion rate, about 1 of 4 in that arena. But when they're hitting 2, 3, 4 of those in a game, that's tough. And I think, one, it starts with the pass rush. We weren't able to affect the quarterback. It's not always about sacking the quarterback, but we never even made him really uncomfortable to where he had to move in the pocket and throw on the run or different things. And then 2, recognizing in the back end kind of where are the sticks? Where are these routes getting ran to? If it's 3rd and 19, generally they're going to run routes to around 20 yards. And so you can kind of settle in and feel and recognize what's happening. Those 2 things did not tie together today, and that's what we got to continue to work on is our awareness, 1, in the back end, and 2, we got to find a way to generate a pass rush on these obvious passing downs.
Jordan Whittington had no impact today.
Yeah.
How did you get him the ball at all?
Yeah, it was a little frustrating, I think, for him. Obviously for us, when you're out that long, you're trying to find a little rhythm to get into the game, and clearly early on, like I was saying, that the just lack of consistency or lack thereof of the passing game was difficult just in general. There were some opportunities where he was kind of the primary receiver, but hey, they covered it. Actually the 2-point play was going to him. I thought we had a good play. The kid, tipped the ball. And so, you're always a little leery going into a game when a guy is coming back off of an extended break of trying to feature him. But I will say it was good to have him back, and I'm sure he's looking forward to kind of another week of getting into the flow and playing well next Saturday.
Jeff? Sorry, going back to Nick's question, some of those third down issues, is that kind of encompassed today for the defense? But it seems like West Virginia got a lot of stuff on crossers and breaking routes. It seemed like almost everything they got was between the hashes.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. I think early on it was a lot of perimeter things, especially in that first drive. There was a lot of kind of quick throws, hitch screens, things of that nature. But a lot of what they did was kind of internal, whether it was the deeper crossing routes or the shallow crossing routes and things in behind them. And more importantly for us, I think, is the recognition of what's the down and distance, right? So where's the ball likely to go? And then you can play it from that area. If it's 3rd and 4, those shallow crossers are coming. If it's 3rd and 8, they might give you something in front, but they're trying to throw something in behind you and recognizing playing it from the top down. And so we've just got to continue to improve in our kind of our awareness, situational awareness of expectation of what's going to come. And then you react to the things that aren't what the expected calls that are coming.
2 last ones, Onward and Brian.
Coach, I know you've always said no one's more disappointed about the season than yourself, and you talked about the players being disappointed. What would be your message to the fan base, and, after knowing that they won't be able to go to a bowl game this year?
I think the first thing to the fan base is, don't think that our players aren't working hard and trying hard. Our guys are battling, they're competing, and I give them a lot of credit, and I just told them that. Clearly, we're not a finished product. This has been a journey that we've been on. This has been a difficult stretch that we've been on as a team and as a university, as a fan base. But we've got a lot of Texas fight left in us. We'll continue to battle. We'll continue to compete. I think our future is very bright here. And I'm looking forward to the days when the ball game's done and we sing the Eyes of Texas and not have to listen to their song.
Last one, Brian. Steve, real quick about the quarterbacks. I know that the game just ended, but are either one of these guys could be fully healthy in 6 days?
I don't know yet, Brian. They're both getting x-rayed here, and so I'll probably have a better report for you guys on them on Monday.
Okay, and real quick, how much are you going to be looking at everybody over the next 6 days? Who's in and who's out?
Well, I do that daily. Yeah, that hasn't changed from where I'm at. And like I said, I think we've got some really good leaders on our team, and it showed today in the way they battled and competed. I think it could have been very easy for our team to fold the tent in this ball game, and they did not do that. They battled. We had a chance at the end, but unfortunately, very similar to last week. What we do early in the game ultimately has an impact on the end of the game, and so it wasn't for lack of battling and competing and things of that nature, but we have to perform earlier in the game, and that's as much as us on coaches to make sure we got a really good plan to put our players in position, and then we got to be mentally prepared and focused to do so as a team. But it wasn't for a lack of buy-in or our guys battling and competing.